Welcome to Real Realities and Beyond the Known, where we explore the mysteries of science that few have ever heard of. In this series, we uncover rare ideas and fascinating theories about the universe, from the secrets of distant galaxies to the possibilities of time travel and the technologies of the future. Each episode takes you on a journey to explore concepts that are rarely discussed but could change how we see the world. Join us and we dive into the unknown, where curiosity leads the way and every discovery feels like unlocking a new piece of the universe. Let's start exploring. Welcome to the journey beyond our solar system, where we explore TRAPPIST-1e, a fascinating exoplanet located 40 light years away, known as one of the most studied planets beyond solar system. So this is very interesting planet, and there are like a lot of information and artist impression, photos and videos if you would like to search. So far, it is considered to be most studied planet outside the solar system, and at the same time, it is one of the promising. It's not the top one with Earth similarity index, but one of the closest actually. I can show you a couple of photos and videos through my computer. So let's turn it into the mode. Well, I'm sure you can see uh, photos now. So this is the picture, like artist impression, how it might look like. And by the way, this is the planet from where the other planets will be very easily visible. They all have very small orbits, very close distance to the host star. So the view we see now on screen is something uh, close to reality. There are some other photos as well, like this, for instance. So here they assume that planet has like either liquid water or maybe this is ice here we see, like, so they already decided perhaps that this planet has liquid water. We have some fascinating photos where we can compare it to inner solar system planets and TRAPPIST-1 system, where is TRAPPIST-1e, actually the planet we are talking about right now. And this planet is located somewhat in a better place than probably Venus or Mars. So it's very interesting and very promising. So today we will go through like known information, whatever we already know about this planet, and then after it we'll make some, let's say, conclusions. There are like a couple of videos which you can browse in internet and find out
TRAPPIST-1e,
this
a system.
planet might look like. This is again some sort of like impression, artist impression, where they think that planet must be covered with water. That's what they think. So this is video here we can see. There are like some other videos as well. Like this is actually from NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory where they show us whole system like B, C, D, E. This is actually our planet. Then they tell us like basic information about this star system. There are like some other videos you can like quickly browse, which gives you some like let's say basic impression how TRAPPIST 1e star and its system looks like located 378 trillion kilometers away, which makes like 40 light years. So let's go now deep dive into the details and see what information uh, this planet has and how and why is it interesting and what can be then our final conclusion. So here we see picture like we are comparing now Earth and TRAPPIST 1e. So this is obviously an artist's impression and that this is the real photo. And let's go like diameter. So diameter of Earth, equatorial diameter is 12,756 kilometers, and for TRAPPIST 1e it will be 11,735 kilometers. So it's slightly smaller than Venus. So pretty similar as Earth. When it comes to mass, mass of TRAPPIST-1e is something like 0.692 mass of Earth, and then it makes slightly less massive than Venus. So pretty much this planet is just a little bit smaller than Venus, but what is the most promising? It's like a rocky planet. As we see density here, density of Earth is 5.51 grams per centimeter cubed, and density of TRAPPIST-1e is 5.65 grams per cubic centimeter. So it's even more than Earth's density, and then we can say that it's a great sign of a rocky planet. Then let's go through gravitational acceleration on surface, which is very important also if a planet can sustain the life or not. So on Earth it's like 9.81 meter per second square, and here it's like 8.0.4. So it's 82% of gravity of Earth. So pretty close. It's still much bigger than Moon. It's much bigger than Mars. It's somewhere close to Venus, like 80 kilograms person, 80 kilogram person would feel like 64 kilograms here. So that's pretty much uh, something very, very promising. Temperature at equator, and let's start at first like uh, it's like 255 kelvins on Earth and 246.1 kelvins for TRAPPIST 1e. So it's minus 18.5 Celsius on Earth and minus 27.5 Celsius on TRAPPIST, but it's temperature of equilibrium, which means that just only the energy planet gets from their host star. It does not include any kind of atmosphere, which keeps and distributes the energy, so keeps the temperature higher than its equilibrium temperature. For instance, temperature of the atmosphere here on the Earth is like 300 kelvins, which is 26.85 degrees Celsius. If there is atmosphere, the temperature is expected like almost similar, between 273 kelvins to 300 kelvins, which is between 0 and like plus 26.85 Celsius. It's a bit colder than Earth. Most likely, liquid water should exist here in this planet. If there is atmosphere and if there is not other overheating from being tidally locked, which we'll talk a little bit later. So temperature at poles are on Earth 222 kelvins, from 222 kelvins to 255 kelvins. Here is 240 to 260, so it's almost similar, even a bit warmer than Earth. We can say that at poles, temperature on TRAPPIST-1e actually can be a little bit warmer than it is here on Earth. And now we are coming to the critical issues, which, in my personal opinion, and based on the reviews and like calculations I have done, does not make this planet as promising as they initially thought. So day on Earth is 24 hours, we all know about it. Here the planet is tidally locked. So TRAPPIST-1e is tidally locked planet, which means that it faces always from one side to host star and other side is in permanent darkness. So one day on that planet continues for 6.1 Earth days, which is here 146.4 hours. And then year is the same, like year on Earth is 365 days, obviously, and here it is again 6.1 Earth days. So planet is tidally locked. Planet is tidally locked, and space is always only one side to host sun. So when it comes to atmosphere, our Earth has good, rich atmosphere with nitrogen, oxygen, argon. Here on TRAPPIST-1e, we don't have like much information. The atmosphere is not detected yet. So let me tell you at first. The atmosphere is not detected here, but what is already rejected is that no hydrogen atmosphere. It is good at some point, but it's not like very promising. Good because it does not look like gas giant or like some like hydrogen dominated atmosphere. So if it has an atmosphere, if it comes that it has an atmosphere, it must be more Earth-like atmosphere. So in that terms, it's kind of promising. But at the same time, it's much easier to detect, of course, like hydrogen in spectral analysis. So hydrogen is not detected so far. So planet either does not have atmosphere, or if it has one, then it's Earth-like atmosphere. Now let's continue with uh, host star. Our host star on Earth is obviously Sun, and then host star for TRAPPIST one is TRAPPIST one. So one TRAPPIST one is planet. TRAPPIST one is the host star actually, and distance is 40.66 light years. That's the distance from Earth to TRAPPIST one star and system. Let's continue with the size of the host star. So TRAPPIST one. Diameter of a host star is like 165,731 kilometers. So it's almost like 10 times smaller than Sun, because our Sun has a diameter 1,392,700 kilometers. So it's much less. It's just slightly bigger than Jupiter. Like Jupiter has something like roughly like 142,000 kilometers, That's Jupiter's diameter, and it's slightly more than that. However, the star is more massive than Jupiter. So when it comes to like solar masses, so solar mass of TRAPPIST-1 is 0.09. So it's like 11 times less massive than Sun. But still, it's 90 times more massive than Jupiter. 90 times more massive than Jupiter. Because Jupiter is like 1000 times less massive than Sun. So we are talking about host star now, not TRAPPIST-1e planet. Host star TRAPPIST-1, which is so small that it's slightly bigger when it comes to diameter in comparison to Jupiter, and then it's 90 times more massive than Jupiter. Spectral type of comparison between our system and TRAPPIST-1e is that like Sun is obviously like yellow dwarf, uh, G2V spectral type, and then spectral type of TRAPPIST-1 is cool red dwarf, M8V. Sometimes it's even called like super cool red dwarf, which is very close to brown dwarf. Brown dwarf is a star which does not have enough mass to ignite and start like fusion reaction. So it's pretty much very cool star, and that's why that habitable zone where like TRAPPIST-1e is located is just 4 million like 300,000 kilometers from host star, unlike Earth, which is 149,600,000 kilometers away from Sun. So it's extremely close to host star, and yeah, it's like just imagine like it's like approximately like 12, 15 times closer than Mercury to our um, Sun. So it's very close. It's very close, and it had it has its like lot of like negative negative effects. So what can we say about this planet, TRAPPIST-1e overall, and the system itself? Thing number one, that planet is in habitable zone, that's for sure. But on the other hand, it's not in the middle of the habitable zone. It's somewhere. I'm coming back to the picture I showed you earlier. It's not like Earth, which is like in the middle of the habitable zone. It's somewhere a little bit better than Venus, a little bit better than Venus in our solar system, but still somewhere, uh, somewhere at the edge. So yeah, that's the uh, that's the thing which does not make it like 100% in the middle of the habitable zone. However, overall, it has very high, like 0.92 Earth Similarity Index. It is like one of the uh, most similar stars, most similar planets to Earth, together with Proxima b Centauri, which we'll talk about it probably next time in next episodes. And then I want to come here. Most interesting point. Terminator zone might sustain life. So Terminator zone is a zone like twilight zone for tidally locked planet, which only from one side sees the sun, like its own sun, like host star. I mean, Terminator zone is the edge of transition between permanent day and permanent darkness, And on transition, it might be exactly right temperature, exactly right environment, sustain some like liquid water, and like many other basic things like oxygen or like nitrogen atmosphere to sustain life there. So that place is most promising place, but as I said, we don't know exactly what's happening there. The truth is that we don't know even if it has atmosphere or not. We don't know any kind of, so there are like many new studies concentrated around that planet. So far, no any kind of information about any kind of organic material, methane, some sort of like bio effects. So we are not detected. And technically, some uh, astrophysicists suggest even idea that atmosphere might have been stripped by host star because, as we said, it's very close, very close, like 4,300,000 kilometers, being at that distance to a host star, regardless the fact that the star itself is not that massive. But imagine even it's still like probably like 10, 11 times massive, like 90 times more massive than Jupiter, and even to be that close, like 4,300,000 kilometers to Jupiter, that also might be a problem. Now imagine much stronger gravitational field, much stronger radiation, and much stronger effect coming from the star. So these studies tell us that atmosphere might have been stripped by host star. So that's not good. And if it is true, then it means that all of the rest of the things which we are talking about, like more or less like acceptable temperature in both poles, equator, liquid water, all of those things will be impossible. And then life will be impossible, obviously. Any kind of life, including very minor microbial life, cannot uh, withhold there. So that's the thing. And then my opinion is that probability of life is less than 5% here, less than 5%. And now let's make like small conclusion and what is like my verdict, my final decision about this planet after researching a lot of information, try to find out what's happening here after many comparisons to our solar system, Earth, comparison of Sun and Trappist 1, Trappist 1e and Earth, and all these things together, I came to the decision that probably my verdict is that there is no atmosphere. That's why we cannot detect it. It might have, but my personal opinion, my personal opinion is that it does not really have an atmosphere. So if it does not have an atmosphere, then it does not have a life. So no life there, no life there. And more what I'm thinking about this planet is that it is just bigger moon. Might look like more moon. It's like rocky planet, overheated from one side. Moon is also partly tidally locked, right? So the same effect to Earth, not to Sun, but same effect. And even worse because it's host star and not host planet. So one side is overheated, other side is in permanent darkness and cold. No atmosphere, just rock and rocky planet. So that's my verdict here, and that's my decision. So if you think something differently, please subscribe, make comments, write down questions, and we can like discuss further about this system, this planetary system. And if you think or if you believe that there might be life, let's share information to each other, uh, talk about it, discuss about it, and uh, continue further discussion. So that was pretty much all for today. Uh, Next time we will provide like different episode about again extra solar like exoplanets, the promising exoplanets, and go into depth and let's try to find out that information which is not discussed so far or discussed very rarely. And keep in touch. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.